Aloha, welcome. This is Sing to the Whales from a very different place, from the sacred sanctuary of Gaia, right in the middle of the North American continent. We feel very blessed to be able to bring this energy in, to be able to transmit this message from this very sacred place. And thank you for joining us. As so many times before, we have so many exciting, so many beautiful things to share, and we'd love to begin by introducing ourselves. My name is Jan Lemuri.
My name is Anika.
And we love that you're joining us, and we love to be here. As you see behind us, a very beautiful, a very special area, and I'll let you tell more about it.
Yeah, we are currently in the Black Hills in South Dakota. We are traveling from Hawaii across the mainland to Canada, where we will be with beluga whales. It has been a beautiful journey with many sacred moments, sacred places, and we completely fell in love with this lake. We are at Sylvan Lake in the Black Hills right now. It is beaming with love. It is full of rose quartz crystals. You can just walk in the woods and pick them up. The heart of Gaia is pouring out here. We felt that this is the heart of our journey, connecting the energy of creation, of birth from Pele to the beautiful Star Nation people that we are about to visit in the Petroforms in Anishinaabe area in the north. So, welcome.
You might have noticed Sing to the Whales has shifted over the years. It started with an idea of having a choir from around the planet meeting in a quantum space and singing to the cetaceans. And the last few transmissions have started to include the energy of the space where we are. So many sacred places around the planet in a way want to contribute, want to add their energy into our collective grids. The whales, they are not just in the waters, quantumly they embrace the whole planet. Their songs are helping to create the grids of Gaia. So when we honor a place like this, when we bring it online through the sound, when the whales come swimming through these waters and connect with every other sacred spot around the planet, this amplifies the energy. So just take a deep breath and feel this area behind us. Maybe you've never heard about it. Maybe you don't know it even exists, but this has been a sacred place for the Lakota people since the beginning of time. This is where the birth of their nation is recognized and celebrated. So by bringing it online, we're allowing ourselves to feel within our bodies, within our hearts, what this place represents for Gaia within her grids. And this has been one of the messages we wanted to share today, that when we visit a certain spot on the planet, it actually carries a medicine for us. So this place specifically, when we arrived here, we couldn't believe how amazing it feels. If you look around us, there's rocks that surround this area, and these rocks, even though they're hard, their energy is soft and beautiful and very gentle and peaceful. And when you're in this place, you can actually feel like you're inside the heart of Gaia. So when we arrived here, we couldn't believe how sacred, how potent this place is. It's not just local. It actually brings like a spring from deep inside the earth. Her heart opens and starts to almost like it's like it pours out, and it spreads into the area, not just the area but the whole North American continent. So we're speechless many times walking around here, pressing our nose, our forehead to the rocks and feeling their presence. But it's about everything. It's a collective portal that is here, that exists and spreads its energy outwards. So take a deep breath and feel this energy. And maybe you can see behind us.
Yeah, I just wanted
the birds.
to tell you, we are surrounded with geese, with ducks, and what is this called?
I don't know, some kind of a fishing bird, but they're having a whole
But when we
dance.
arrived here, there were so many. I said, oh, these are the keepers of this place, the guardians. We need to greet them, to ask them for permission to approach. And now they're co-creating this. They're like overseeing the work that's been done here. It's so amazing. I wish I could turn the camera around right now. So yeah, I love the happening behind us and the sounds.
We have live audience.
Yes. Yeah. Let's take a deep breath with the heart of this sacred space.
You can place your hand on your heart, just for a moment, feeling the warmth of your hand, bringing your attention to where your hand is touching your chest, and allowing the breath to now enter this area. And you can bring in the appreciation, the space, the sacred spaces of Gaia. They start communicating with you through gratitude, through appreciation, through acknowledgement. So with the deep breath, just thank this area, connect from your heart to this specific spot on this planet grid, and simply smile, thank it, and enter with honor and gratitude, knowing it has been kept sacred through the millennia by the guardians, by the spirits, and we want to honor their presence, to honor the purity of their heart. And now send your love, your gratitude through this portal deep into the earth, her crystalline heart. Feel her respond. This place knows you're here, and this place gives unconditionally.
And make sure to allow yourself a big sigh of relief as you exhale, breathing in the beautiful purplish pink light into the flower of your heart, receiving the tenderness, the warm embrace of the Divine Mother, her gentleness, her presence, the safety within her arms. Feel it fill you up as you inhale, and exhale any tension, any worries, any programming that would limit you in this receiving, feeling yourself soften back, leaning back, allowing the body to rest within this beauty. Coming here, deep within your heart, feel as if you can turn within with all the senses. I am here, softening into your heart, softening down, into the crystalline heart of our Mother Earth. And opening up to the Grandfather Sky, to the Father Sun, to the source of all life. Feel into the story that we have received in this journey. Within the sun, there were many, many beautiful beings of light, fiery but so tender, so benevolent. And they decided they wished to bring life to other planets. And there was this beautiful feminine, fiery being of the sun. She came down to the land, which was in that time only an ocean. She was Pele, now known as the goddess of fire, as the goddess of volcano, bringing life, creating the islands that we now know as Hawaii, the birth of life, the creation of new earth, coming from the sun, filling up the earth and bursting out with love for new life.
And Pele, in this time, has a very important message of wanting to remind the sacred spots around the planet of the first original codes. So without really knowing what that means, just take a deep breath in this moment. Feeling the intention for this sync to the whales as our circle is forming. Smiling, knowing you're in a good place. We're gathering now as humanity. So bring this energy, this intention into your heart, feeling as this first meditation concludes that our gathering has formed and that we are here in this quantum moment together.
And just feel, before opening your eyes, are there any burdens that you have brought with you? Is there anything of the old that does not serve you in the highest good? Is there anything that you wish to offer into the flames, into the lava, into the magma of the beautiful Pele, the aspect of the Divine Mother that will help you transform it? If there is anything that you wish to let go of, feel yourself offering it into the magma. Then we gently take a couple breaths that bring us into our bodies, still staying connected, staying within the heart, but allowing the breath to bring you back into feeling your body, maybe stretch a little bit. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
So we wanted to just share how for us this journey started with thinking we're coming to North America, to the Arctic, to snorkel with belugas. And the retreat was formed, the excitement was there, there was so much joy knowing we're going to the white whales, to the joyful purity, the cheekiness, the sounds that are just so joyful and so amazing, but also so alien-like, for lack of a better word. They seem like they are the star beings in physical bodies. And for a few months we were then starting to receive this message, oh, we need to go to Hawaii first, we need to go to Hawaii first. And we thought that was going to be our own little getaway before the retreat. But then we received a dream, and I'll let you share what happened.
Yeah, the dream was basically us coming to Hawaii and receiving 2 big boulders from Pele, which is funny in a way because last time when we were there, I prayed to her, asking her to take a little stone with me as I leave, and it was no, nobody takes land. This is my land. I'm the creator of the new land, and it stays here. So to me it was puzzling, like we weren't allowed to take a little stone, and now we are receiving 2 big boulders from Pele. And in the dream we were pushing these boulders across the North American continent, all the way down up, not down, to the subarctic, to the Manitoba area, to the beluga whales. And we realized this journey is supposed to connect fire to ice, the volcano as the creation, and I also want to add this area, Black Hills. There's breathing cave, and there is a story, the emergence story, about how the 2-legged, so people, came to this earth here. So it's about creation, about birth, about emergence, and we are so excited to see how exactly the rest of the journey unfolds. We can only, imagine, and we get hints about it, but it actually unwraps as we go. So
part of understanding what these 2 boulders are, Pele's energy is the purity. It might be very hard for you to connect to this if you haven't been next to the crater. And even if you have been and your mind was overlaying what's happening with the roughness of the explosions and so on. But for me, looking into the crater, I'll never forget the first experience of the Divine Feminine that was so strong for me, expecting to see lava, and then I looked into the crater and my whole body said, Mother, and I was melting into the gentlest, purest, loving Divine Feminine embrace that I've ever experienced. So this duality of what your mind sees and wants to understand as destruction, and the embrace that you feel when you're in her arms is something that I would like to share and have you feel and maybe connect to that aspect as well. the creating life, the creating new land aspect of her that is so loving and so life-giving and so nourishing, that you celebrate the part that is the ending, or maybe even the dissolving of what was there before. And in a way that is part of the divine feminine, is the cycle of completion that gives birth to the new. It's a gift of her as well, that where we're not stuck in one thing, but life is able to reinvent itself, to rebirth itself. So this aspect of her wants to be, this is my understanding, and when we sat with Pele, this was what was coming in, was that she wants to remind some of the original codes within these places of Gaia. Now as we travel across North America, there are sacred spots that we go to, and she would like to remind these places of this purity that comes from the deepest part. And I call this the first codes. So each one of these spots has what it wants, what it was originally designed to share with the planet. And these first codes maybe now have overlays over them. And we're going to speak about this place specifically because I feel it's symbolic to this whole process. But even if you think, if you feel into places around you, there are sacred spots that your country has, there are sacred spots that your continent has. And if you now take a deep breath and you say, oh, which one of these holds the first codes, the original Gaia, the beautiful first creation story of your area? And then just check, is there overlays that were placed there maybe by the history, the war, the culture, the people, that maybe prevent this purity to come from deep inside and spread into the grids around you? Because the intention of today's Sing to the Whales is to go with the Pele's energy, the magma or the crystalline Gaia of this area here, to use it to remind these sacred places around the planet how to breathe fully and release the overlays and just come online. So Pele comes in and says, this is how it's done. She has such strength, just such fierceness in this presence of the volcano that there is no overlay that can hold this down. It gets transmuted, dissolved in the presence of the magma. But some of the older places, maybe they don't remember that strength. So pushing the boulders across the lands, pushing the boulders into these sacred areas is bringing her fierceness, her powerful magma presence to remind these places, this is how it's done. This is how Pele does it, and each one of these places has the same ability. Maybe it just needs that little rock from Hawaii to remind it how it's done.
Yeah, and just to balance out the fierceness of magma, I want to share that in the first visit, when I was working with the inner child, we do a lot of inner child healing in our work. It was Pele, it was the magma that took me into her arms, and it was the most loving embrace I've ever felt, the most safe I've ever felt. And in this visit, when we were sitting at the crater and doing toning and meditation, preparing for this, I was taken into the caves underneath the core, the hardened lava that is there, and was greeted by such benevolent presence and I actually felt myself being bathed in the magma like a small baby. That is why in the meditation I felt to say, if there's any burdens that you feel you're ready to let go of, to give them into the magma, because it didn't feel hot, it didn't feel fierce. It felt like mother's milk. And I know it sounds nasprotje. I know it sounds
The opposite.
I know it sounds, yeah, no. I don't find the word right now, but I'm sure it's there. Yeah. So fierce, but so loving. I would say Mama Bear is fierce too when she needs to protect her cubs. So just mother. Yeah.
And I just want to share, before we go into this, there is a connection that kind of formed naturally when I was tuning into these points that we're visiting. They actually connect to the energy centers on the body, and it's like almost Gaia is giving her codes to help realign these within our body as well. And of course, the first one was logical, the Pele, and the connection to the first chakra and the I am safe in life. And we have a wind cave, which is the emergence story. It's almost like the womb of the planet, where the Lakota people believe that first the buffalo, the Tatanka, emerged, and then the humanity emerged as well. And it's the womb, it's the second chakra, it's the place of creation, it's the place of emergence. And then we have beautiful, I always call them spires. Needles. And they're associated with the energy of your standing in life, of how you express how you are here, and the support of your tribe, the human tribe that is here, the ancestors and the sacred ones that are there to support you on this journey. And now we come here where we're recording this. This is the heart center, and it's the purest heart of Gaia. Probably, I don't like to compare, but it might be the purest heart of Gaia that I've been to. And the way the energy comes from the crystalline and spreads into this area is just such a gift, and it reminds us how to be living from the heart, connected to the deepest core of the earth, and then expressing, being this energy in the world. And from here we travel to Matutipila, connected to the truth, to the throat, to the expression, but also to the star ancestors. So if the third chakra was connected to your earth tribe, to the earth ancestors, the Matutipila is connected to the stars, and having this support as you express your truth here. And then we travel to the
Anishinaabe Petroforms.
To the Petroforms of Anishinaabe, which is almost like the maps of the starlight. They're the maps of the dream world, of your dreaming, of your higher vision of your soul that is supposed to guide you in this life. And then we complete with the whiteness of the Arctic, the crystalline, and the purity of the source as it comes in complete joy of the Belugas. So when we were feeling into this journey for ourselves, it wasn't just for us to travel through these points, the dream of the boulders and reminding these places, and also connecting it to the whales, from the whales of Hawaii to the whales of the Arctic, bringing the dark rocks of Hawaii to the white of the Arctic. It all becomes this communication between all the centers of the body, So this is an invitation for you to feel into yourself and your own personal journey. And all the centers of Gaia, they communicate, they remind each other. Pele reminds these places have something that they give back to Pele. It all communicates between the Arctic and Hawaii. And this message came through that each one of these places is a medicine for us as well. So I talked to Anika just yesterday, turning to her, realizing, hey, we might be stuck with a certain issue. Your whole life, or for months or for years, you're trying to do something and it comes back. I'm dealing with, maybe a fear that was passed down through the ancestry line, a fear of dying a certain way, a fear of heights, and maybe there's some emotional issues that were passed on. And I turned to Anika and I said, I've always said, oh, we need to travel. We all need to travel to have that liveliness, that passion, that joy. But in reality, now I realize that when you travel, you stumble upon places that hold the medicine for you specifically. And the Gaia already created places that communicate, that bring back into balance parts of you that need healing, that need balancing. And we felt that this journey, that is the journey across these sacred places of Gaia, is also meant to be shared as a medicine. So we're recording meditations that represent the energy of each place to help you connect to that, and we're gonna offer that separately. So this Sink to the Whales is standalone program, but if you feel a call to go deeper and to explore and connect each one of these places to an energy center on your body and have it speak to you as a medicine, as a realignment, as a reminder of how to be that within yourself, we're going to record that and offer that separately.
Yeah, we will be offering that once we're home and we have a good Wi-Fi connection. You can go to the website, to Jan's website. We will link it below, like it's done, and we'll see you there. I just wanted to share, when you spoke, I didn't want to interrupt when you spoke about the centers. I just want to say, the Sylvan Lake in Black Hills, where we are now. Yesterday, Jan made a joke. He said this is the Lakota Blade. Anyone who's been to Slovenia who knows Blade is like the go-to lake. If somebody comes visit Slovenia, we would always take them there. And it was filled with people in the afternoon. That's why we started early morning. And it was amazing to me how the place was happy, how all the people seemed so happy. It's like you don't often find places that are not disrupted by so many people, so many touristy activities. It's just amazing. So I really wish and hope that through the process here you can receive some of this beauty, some of this harmony, this heartfelt joy, and just balance. Yeah.
So now, before we go into the meditation and what I call the first code's reemergence, the intention of Pele, the intention of this journey is to bring what was originally in the sacred spots, not just these ones that we mentioned now, but the ones near you as well, the ones you're connected to. And there's a symbology here in this space specifically that we wanted to share, that is part of this reemergence. I mentioned layers before, and sometimes they are like stamps, sometimes they're like seals that were placed, bonk, on top of a place. And a seal here is known to everybody. Even if you haven't heard about the Black Hills and how sacred these are to the native, Lakota people and to many tribes of this area. You have heard about the 4 presidents and their faces that were stamped into a sacred mountain here. And what is it?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. For some reason I couldn't even remember the name, but Mount Rushmore to us is like a mental stamp on the heart energy of this place. So it's almost like somebody came and felt the pouring of the purity of Gaia into this whole area, not just this. This is the heart for the whole continent.
And claims that power.
And they wanted to stamp over it the mental overlay of this is ours, this is gonna serve the image of what we are creating. And this image comes, they're the heads. They weren't placing their hearts there, they were stamping their heads that are thinking and envisioning and looking into what they want to create. So they wanted to harness this energy and have it represent something else. So what Pele wants to come in, she wants to go to the deepest, purest first codes of this sacred area and come and break through. Almost you'll see in the meditation it's going to happen differently for each spot. Maybe for some of them it's the pouring of the crystalline waters out. For other places it's going to be like really lava coming out of the earth and actually, renewing that place, that energy. And for others it's simply going to be this sense of turning what's inside, almost like imagining a ball and imagining it like you turn it inside out. So it's going to be different for each one of those. And
yeah, sometimes it happens, it feels like there's a big heart and it just opens up, like you would take a sock and, turn it. That's how we've experienced lately many times. It's like when you feel this big heart of Gaia, it just opens up and spills everywhere. So whichever energy comes for you, for any overlaying patterns in your life, in your milieu, just make it yours. It's unique to each one of us.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So do we do the meditation and the toning together?
Yes. If you haven't been with us before, this started as simply expressing your heart through a tone, through a song, maybe light language, to the whales. Original intention was to have gratitude, to understand their role in humanity's awakening, in Gaia's grids, and what they do for us. As the time progressed, these evolved into carrying the sacred areas of the messages that the areas hold for us. So now, in a way, we're doing what Pele's mission is, and we're allowing the whales to then communicate, to spread this message into the grids. So in the first part we're gonna do the reemergence, and then in the second part, through the toning, we're gonna allow this connection to form between the first codes of the areas near you, of the sacred spots here, of the sacred spots all over the world, and it becomes Gaia's grid renewed. Yeah? And feel how each breath takes you deeper into your heart. And feel how your attention to your heart is deepening your connection. Bringing in the connection to Gaia as the crystalline core of the planet. You can send from your heart your gratitude, your appreciation your love for the planet, for her presence, for the aliveness, for the amazing design that allows life to exist here. Think about how out of the oceans first the volcanoes created land, and how into each rock, into each island, into each continent, life force, the breath of life, the Ha, was blown into. And feel the gratitude and appreciation for how slowly over millennia the life was formed. It was overseen by beautiful beings, guardians. How much love, attention, care was put into each blade of grass, each flower, each tree. How much detail and attention was put into creating the animal world, from the smallest to the biggest, and how it really is the garden of life that Gaia created for us. Celebrate that, celebrate her. Not her just as one overseeing presence, but all the devas, all the beings, all the love of the Creator that was put into this place. Celebrate now. Let her know that you see, that you understand, that you remember. Let her know that you understand that your body is not here by chance, that it's a gift of love, a labor of love, and that out of her heart, out of her dreaming, we are all created to walk on this planet, to co-create and coexist here with plants and animals and elements. And that as we celebrate her, as we celebrate the elements, as we understand the process, the labor of love that created us, we also take the role of being the guardian, the caretaker, the role of the one that enhances the beauty, the role of the one that enhances the sacredness through our songs, through our intentions, through our hearts, through our dreaming. And you can say a little prayer in this moment within your heart, in the presence of the ancients, in the presence of your guides, the earthly guides and the star guides. May I remember my place. May I remember my song within the tapestry of life. May I be in the right place at the right time. May I enhance the sacredness of all life.
And now finding the song within your heart, the tone connecting to everything that is beauty, that is love, that is sacredness to you, calling in our soul brothers and sisters, animals, calling in our star brothers and sisters, calling in the birds, the whales. May they join us in our prayer. May they join us in our songs, allowing your heart to overflow with beauty, feeling how your song, your tone connects to each and every heart present here in this quantum field of life, of love. We are as one, connecting to all the hearts of beauty, connecting through the hearts of the human nation, of the animal nation, the plant nation, the rock nation, opening our hearts, singing the beauty, reminding the world of its original code of harmony, of beauty, of balance, taking a deep breath and allowing your heart to sing. And allowing with each breath your being to realign into this new found truth. Feeling your innate gifts, the truth, the joy of your soul, reawakening within each cell of your physical body, within each strain of the DNA. I am here, I am here, I am here. You feel within you, within your space, with every breath, bringing in everything that you are, everything that is truly yours, the beauty, the love, the life that you are here to live. With every out breath, thank you to all the creation, to all life, to the source, to the great mother that carries us, births us, feeds us, nourishes us. And thank you to your heart for being who you are, exactly as you are. We love you. We see you. May we walk in beauty.
And each breath brings your attention back to your body, slowly and gently moving your feet, your hands, stretching until you're ready to open your eyes. Welcome back. Thank you for adding your voice, for being with us in this most sacred heart of Gaia. We are always grateful when we're able to assist and transmit from such sacred areas. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anika, for being with me.
Thank you for having me.
If you haven't met Anika yet, she's my love, and we've been doing events online together, but this is the first time she's joining me in Sync to the Whales. So if you haven't met her before,
Hi.
And thank you all for who you are, for what you do. I know a lot of you never write back with a feedback or anything, but we appreciate your heart. We can feel you all within the circle that gathers within the choir. So thank you for doing this with us and adding your heart, your voice, and everything you are into this.
And hoping to see you someday, somewhere. Many
Yes.
blessings
Yes.
from our heart to yours, and
Many blessings on your lives. Have a beautiful summer. This is the Sync to the Whales for the summer solstice. So enjoy your summer and hope you can immerse yourself in beautiful sacred places around this planet. May they all radiate their original codes online into the grids of Gaia.
and remember, the most sacred place on this planet is within your heart. You always have one right there.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Aloha.